Now to a major update tonight from Capitol Hill and a setback for the relatives of victims in last year's deadly midair collision near Reagan National Airport. Today, the House failed to approve the ROTOR Act. It was intended to improve safety in the skies.
Two-thirds not being in the affirmative, the rules are not suspended and the bill is not passed.
Among other things, this bill would require all aircraft flying around busy airports, including military helicopters, to be equipped with locator systems to prevent crashes. Last year's collision between an American Airlines plane and an Army Black Hawk helicopter claimed the lives of 67 people. News 4's Adam Tuss heard from some of the families of those victims today. Adam?
Yeah, Jim, and they're telling us they're flat out devastated by this news. Even before this vote today, emotions running high on Capitol Hill. We had family members of the victims, lawmakers, flight crews, all of them getting together to talk about the importance of increased safety in the skies. Carrying pictures of loved ones lost in the midair crash and wearing blue ribbons, a large gathering on the Hill to call for passage of the ROTAR Act. Many here upset that proposed safety changes haven't already been approved.
It is unconscionable that we are having to be here right now. It is unconscionable. We should not have to be here.
Now, the ROTAR Act would have required a number of aviation safety upgrades, but most notably, it requires airline operators to install a safety broadcast signaling system known as Automatic Dependent Surveillance Broadcast, or ADSBN. Basically, that's like a GPS that allows aircraft to see where other aircraft are in real time. And that was an issue the night of the crash. Doug Lane lost his wife, Christine, and son, Spencer, in the crash. He couldn't believe that this kind of system was actually recommended almost 20 years ago by the NTSB to the FAA. Doug talking about his son.
That ADSBN recommended in a letter before he was born would have saved his life, my wife's life, and 65 other beautiful people. They had Spencer's entire life to get this right through rulemaking. They failed.
Now, there's recently been some pushback by the Pentagon for requiring this kind of aircraft tracking system because so-called sensitive operations or secretive missions could be tracked. Also, there's been talk of cost concerns. A fiery NTSB chair, Jennifer Homendy, today criticizing both of those assumptions.
You know, we're not talking about big, expensive technology. American retrofitted 302 of their planes for less than $50,000 a plane. They were out of service 1 or 2 days. You were in general aviation, we're talking a $400 receiver, your iPhone, and your headset. So the idea that this is emerging technology is it isn't emerging technology, and I'm going to call it what it is.
Lawmakers who support the ROTAR Act argue sensitive missions, like a president being evacuated by aircraft, would not have to have ADSB in for security reasons. As far as other military aircraft, specifically in and around airports, the Airline Pilots Association had this to say to the Pentagon.
Go find somewhere else to fly if you don't want to report your location. But if you're in our kind of airspace, near DCA or take New York or take anywhere, you want to operate in that airspace, you need to be telling us your position so that I don't lose crew members and these folks don't lose family members.
The victims' families releasing this statement saying the same risk that killed 67 people 13 months ago is still in the sky tonight. A majority of the House and the will of the people voted today to fix it. We call on House leadership to bring the ROTAR Act back for a vote that lets the majority pass it. We are not done. Yeah, and guys, there was a stripped down version of the ROTAR Act called the Alert Act, which was just created last week and then kind of brought to the House floor. But these family members, these lawmakers are saying it doesn't go far enough with the safety recommendations, and they are vowing to try to get every piece of that ROTAR Act passed eventually. Back to you.
All right, Adam Tuss live and staying with this tragic story all the way through. Adam, thanks so much.